This here is Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin comic issue number 1. So then, this is Boom Studios' new Power Rangers comic, following the conclusion of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in issue number 55. The new series continues the story under a new name basically. The first issue begins over 10,000 years ago, on another planet. Here, it's another good versus evil battle, as some Guardians take on evil forces. The Guardians are basically ancient versions of Power Rangers, almost. The bad guys have basically enslaved a being known as Orvitox. The Guardians set Orvitox free and give him the choice to continue fighting the Guardians or get revenge on the bad guys for enslaving him. He chooses revenge. So what was the point in all this? It's for us to learn that one of the Guardians here is in fact Zordon when he had a body. Returning to the present now, Billy is at the command center talking with Zordon and Alpha. It's been a fortnight and they can't locate the Green Ranger, and they don't have any idea who he is either. At the youth center, all the Rangers are gathered up and they're talking about the Green Ranger. Adam thinks it's Drakon on the basis that the cameras monitoring him went off for the exact same amount of time that the Green Ranger was sighted. This can only mean one thing. Drakon is not the Green Ranger. Let's face it, every time these sorts of lines make it into comics or TV shows, you know a twist is coming. So the mystery of the Green Ranger continues. And now we go over to the moon. Zedd was previously defeated by the Green Ranger when the Chaos Crystal was destroyed. He's been unconscious since he teleported away. His minions are thinking how to wake him up when Babu questions whether they want to wake him up. The reason he asks that is because Zedd was going to kill them if they failed as Dark Rangers. Babu thinks if they can capture the Green Ranger and then wake Zedd up, he will spare all their lives. Back at the youth center now, and Rocky is talking with Matthew. They're happily chatting away about why martial arts is better than American football. Rocky says martial arts is better because American football is just a giant excuse to beat each other up. Martial arts, on the other hand, is two warriors stepping into the ring and letting the best one win. Tommy then enters the scene, and he's never really talked to Matt before. Matt goes to introduce himself, but Tommy basically fobs him off. Rocky had no idea why Tommy was like that, so Matt tells him it's because he used to date Kimberly. At Angel Grove High, Bulk looks a little annoyed that Skull and Candace are so good together. The two of them are lovey-dovey, so Bulk tries to get between them, which annoys Candace, making her storm off. Skull is also annoyed and basically tells Bulk that if he wants to hang out with him, he'll have to handle having Candace around too. Elsewhere in school, Aisha suspects Billy is hiding something because of his obsession with restoring the Green Ranger powers prior to the new Green Ranger's arrival. It's so out of character for him. But you know who else seems out of character? It's Zordon. He jokes with Billy and asks for a bite of Billy's lunch. He also tells Billy a story from his past and how he'd stare at the clouds and just eat and eat and eat. They're not the kind of things I'd expect Zordon to talk about. Downtown, the latest monster attacks, and it's his pandemonium, so Zordon tells the Rangers to go into action. Weirdly, when all the Rangers morph, Tommy doesn't say Tiger Zord like he normally does. He says White Tiger, which is actually what Tommy shouts out in the Power Rangers movie. Bit of a mistake there. So the Power Rangers first begin to take on the putties before they give the panda monster their full attention. But just as they do that, the Green Ranger shows up. Now here we learn that it's definitely not Drakon, because Adam asks Alpha if Drakon is still in his cell. Alpha confirms he is. So as I speculated at the end of issue number 55 of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics, Boom Studios did throw a twist in after all. The Green Ranger isn't Drakon. Still, there are no clues as to who this Green Ranger is. The Green Ranger doesn't say a word at all in battle. And actually, I have to say I do like it that the Green Ranger doesn't talk when he's fighting. It's like the early series of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on TV. The Rangers took battles seriously and only talked when needed. They didn't make jokes, puns, things like that, which the later series did, and of course this comic does as well. So having a Green Ranger battle in silence works for me. I find this Green Ranger, at present, not annoying at all. Anyway, it's time to enter the battle, and just as Tommy begins the final assault, the Green Ranger steals his thunder by using their finisher, the Dragon Strike. Finally, the Green Ranger speaks and destroys the monster. This appears to be a real new finishing move. Tommy says he never had that when he was the Green Ranger. Tommy invites the Green Ranger back with them to the command center, but is fobbed off as the Green Ranger teleports away. So Zedd's minions fail to capture the Green Ranger, and that's the end of that. Suddenly the minions are surprised to see Lord Zedd awake, and with a slightly different look. Due to the Chaos Crystal shattering at close range, Chaos energy now courses through Lord Zedd's veins, as it were, hence the additional green to Zedd's usual look. So it seems Lord Zedd here is more powerful than he ever was before. Over to Skull and Candace now. After an expensive dinner, Candace is okay with Bulk making fun of her. Suddenly, Candace says she left her phone back at the restaurant, so Skull volunteers to go retrieve it. However, it turns out Candace spotted someone in the alley. She knows this person, and it appears she's on some kind of mission. She had months to a year to do something, but things are moving quickly now. And so Candace reveals her true form and says Eltar must be protected. That's the end of the first issue of Mighty Morphin. As a new series, it's nothing to be excited about. As a continuation of the overall Mighty Morphin Power Ranger story though, it's okay. Drakon isn't the Green Ranger, and it appears Lord Zedd has had an upgrade. It looks like Eltar will be playing a key part in this story arc, so I'm looking forward to seeing how everything will tie together.